everyone, Amanda here. Today we are going to ease back into our weightlifting workouts with 6 simple exercises, 2 sets each. We're going to keep the reps fairly low to make sure that you're not too sore the following day. Let's take it to a nice easy march, lift the chest, and roll the shoulder blades back. A good tip to keep in mind when you're easing back into your weight workouts is that the weight that you select should be approximately 70% of what you were lifting before your hiatus. Let's take this to a double punch. Nice deep breathing. So if you can select a weight that's approximately 2/3 what you were lifting before, that will help to mitigate some of the inevitable soreness the following day. Let's bring our arms up. Exhale, standing tall. Try to pull those shoulder blades back and down and breathe through it. Getting nice and warm before we start our lifts. 2 more. Let's take this side to side and into a Pec Fly. Adding the chest, pressing those palms inward, and staying light on the feet and knees. I've got my mat for chest press, skull crushers, and bridge. And I've got my chair for my bent over rows and my stationary lunges. March it out. Roll the shoulder blades back. Get nice and open through the chest and shoulders here, pulling back and down. Now we're just doing 2 sets per muscle group today. Again, that's going to help to mitigate some of the soreness. We're keeping our regular routine down to 2/3 of what we normally do. And again, that will help to ease back in. All right, shake it out. Let's start with our first move. We're going to take it to the mat. We're going into a chest press, 2 sets of 8 reps. So take it to the floor, and remember, take water breaks and breathers whenever you need to. Grab your dumbbells. Again, you should be using approximately 2/3 of the weight that you normally use for your chest press. Lower down so your head is resting on the mat. Elbows are relaxed, chest is lifted. Let's press it up for 8. Here we go. Exhale, push up. 8. Inhale down. 7. Slow and controlled on the lowering phase. And try to keep a natural arch in your lower back. Breathing through this. 4 more. 4. 3. Exhale up. 2. 1 more here. 1. And lower it down. Lower the dumbbells down to the floor. We're going to take this up to standing into our bent over row. So I'm going to use my chair as a bench. So we're going to do a single arm row, 8 per side. So grab 1 dumbbell, starting in the right hand, right leg back, left leg forward, place the opposite hand on the bench, lift the bum, and push the chest out. Keep your shoulders square. We're going to row it up for 8. Here we go. Exhale, 8. Breathing through it, 7. Again, you don't want to rush through your workout. We're taking it slow, and we're taking it nice and easy. We want to make sure that we can do workouts later this week, so we're not too sore to continue. And 1. Over to the other side. Flip the forward foot. Place your hand on the bench. Push the chest out, and the back is flat. Let's go for 8. Here we go. Exhale, 8. Breathing through it, 7. Lift your elbow up nice and high, so you're getting that shoulder blade retraction every time. Exhale on the pull up, inhale on the lower. We've got 2 more. 2, and 1. Let's lower that dumbbell down, and let's take it back to our chest press. 1 more set of 8. Down toward the floor. So feet flat on the floor, knees bent. Grab your dumbbells. Lower the head down. Elbows pointing to 45. And the chest lifted. Natural arch in the lower back. Let's press it up for 8. Here we go. Exhale. 8. Inhale down. 7. When you bring your elbows down, just gently touch the floor to mark the depth of your chest press. However, we want to make sure that the arms are not resting on the floor between sets. We've got 2 more here. 2, nice and slow. 1, and again, lower the dumbbells down. We're going back to our second set of bent over rows. Take it up to standing. Single arm, starting in the right hand. Stagger your stance. Place your hand on the bench. Bum lifted, chest out. Keep the shoulders and hips square. Here we go. Exhale up. 8, 7, 6. Lift that elbow up as high as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently come up out of it. We're going to take it over to the other arm. Once again, staggered stance, hand on the bench, chest pushed out, and back flat. Let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. Exhale. 7, 6. Keep breathing. 5, 4. Get that elbow up nice and high. 3. Chest pushed out. Back is flat. 2, 1. And gently come up out of it. Lower that dumbbell down. Grab a water break. We're going to take it to our next 2 moves. So up next, we have a chair assisted lunge. I'm going to move my chair so that I have access to the back of the chair to use for balance. So I'm going to hold onto the chair so I can focus more on my legs rather than having to focus on stabilizing through the trunk to balance in the lunge. So I'm going to take my left hand and place it on top of the chair, step forward in the lunge position with my right leg, and back with the left. Now, we're exaggerating that lunge position. That position should be very, very wide so that when you sink down into the lunge, the knee stays over top of the heel. Lift the chest, roll the shoulder blades back, comfortably holding onto the chair. Let's sink down for 6. Here we go. 6. You can use the floor to mark the depth of the lunge by just gently touching your knee to the floor or just hover above. 1 more here and shake it out. Let's take it over to the other side. So this time, right hand on the chair, opposite leg comes forward, shoulder blades back, chest lifted. Let's sink down into that lunge. Here we go. 6. Now we're only doing 6 reps and body weight so that, again, we're not too sore tomorrow. We want to make sure we can do more workouts later this week. 1 more. And shake it out. Let's take it to our next move. We're going to go to shoulders, take it to lateral raises. I'm going to use my lightest dumbbells, which are 5s. So select your light dumbbells. From here, we're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart, shoulder blades pulled back, and from here, the thumb should be slightly lower than the pinkies. Lift your chest and tuck your chin back so your head isn't bobbing forward. Let's raise up until the upper arm is parallel to the floor for 8. Here we go. Exhale. 8. Breathing through it. 7. Slightly squeezing the shoulder blades back as you lift. So we want to make sure that our arms are traveling in a T position rather than slightly forward. 2 more here. 2. 1 left. 1. And lower it down. We're going to take it back to our lunges. So once again, we're starting with that left hand on the back of the chair. We're going to step forward, big step forward with the right, big step back with the left. And again, we don't have to worry about balance here. So lift your chest, place your hand on your hip, and let's sink down for 6. Here we go. 6. So I am using my carpet to mark the depth of my lunge. If you're on a hard surface, you might prefer to just go up just above the floor. 1 more here. Pushing off from that front leg heel. and shake it out. Let's take it over to the other side. Right hand on the chair, left foot forward, really big stance. We want that nice wide staggered stance that's going to keep the knees behind the toes and aligned with the ankle. Lift the chest, hand on the hip, shoulders back. Here we go for 6, 6, 5. Try not to lean forward with the upper body. We want to stay upright through the core and the chest. One more. And shake it out. Let's take it to one more set of lateral raises, again with our lighter weights. So I'm going with my 5s, feet shoulder width apart, shoulder blades set back, thumbs slightly lower than pinkies, chest lifted. Let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. Exhale up. 7. Breathing through this. 6. Stand tall. 5. Try not to let your chin bob forward. Just keep it gently tucked back. We've got 2 more here. 2. And 1. Grab a water break, catch a breather. We've got our last 2 moves. Now, these moves, we're going to take it to the mat. So make sure that your space is clear. I'm going to move my heavier dumbbells that I was using for my chest press. And I'm going to switch it out for light to medium dumbbells for triceps. So we're going to stay on the mat for both exercises. So I'm going to use my 15s. Again, if you were doing overhead tricep press or skull crushers prior to your hiatus, I would recommend a weight that's approximately 2/3 of what you were lifting before. Let's lower down. Once again, we're going to have our feet flat, knees bent, and head on the mat. Grab your dumbbells, lower down to the mat, lift your arms up. Now, your arms will probably start directly over top of your chest. Bring the flat sides of your dumbbells together and then pull them back. Now my hands are directly over top of my forehead. Shoulder blades are back and down, so the back of the shoulder blades stay connected to the mat. Keeping the elbows in, let's lower slowly down. The dumbbells will go just above the head and press it back up. Let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. Exhale up. 7. Inhale down. Try to keep those elbows in nice and tight so that the elbows are parallel to one another. Exhale up. Inhale down. 3 more. 3. 2. And 1. Let's lower the dumbbells down. From here, make sure that your feet are about shoulder width apart. Take your hands, place them in a T on the floor. You can have your palms up or palms down, whatever provides you more stability. From here, pressing through the heels, we're going to lift the hips off the floor. We're now going to feel that lower back and the glutes kick in to stabilize the trunk. We're going to lower down for 8 hip dips. Lower the bum down, touching the bum down to the mat. Exhale and push the hips up nice and high. Inhale, nice and slow, lowering down to the mat. Exhale, push those hips up. You've got to keep this rhythm going. 6. Keep the feet shoulder width apart. 5. Keep pressing the heels into the floor. 4. Breathing through this. 3. Try to relax as much as possible through the head, neck, and shoulders. 2. 1 more here. Lower back might be getting fatigued. 1. And lower it down. Just shake out your lower back a little bit. Give it a little bit of a break. We're going to go back to our skull crushers. So grab your dumbbells. Keep the feet shoulder width apart. Knees bent. Feet flat on the floor. Once again, raise your dumbbells up. Again, you're probably starting over the chest. Bring the dumbbells together and then pull them back. Now my hands are directly over my forehead. Let's go for 8. Here we go. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you press up. Your lower back might feel as though it's overarching. Try to gently press your lower back down into the mat as you lift. 4 more. Stay stable through the arms by keeping the dumbbells together. 2 more. 2 and 1. And then lower those dumbbells down. To finish off, we've got 1 more bridging hip raise before we stretch it out. Once again, place those hands into T, feet shoulder width apart. We're pressing the heels into the floor, and let's bridge it up. Lift those hips up. Once again, you're gonna feel the lower back and the glutes kicking in to stabilize. Let's lower the hips down. Here we go, nice and slow for 8. 8. Slow on the lowering phase. 7. Try to push through the glutes as you lift your hips by pressing from the heels. We've got 4 more. Exhale up, 4. 3. 2. 1 more here. 1. And lower it down. Let's stretch it out. Take that right leg, cross it over, pushing the heel out. Take your hands and loop them underneath the left leg, and then lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. If your head is coming up off of the mat, you can use a folded up towel or a small pillow to place under your head for support. We want to try to keep the neck as relaxed as possible as we stretch. Nice big exhale. Stretching out those glutes. And lower the leg down, uncross, cross the left over the right, turn the knee outward, support behind the opposite leg, and again, relax your head down toward the mat. Press your heels out and away from you. That will help to lengthen through the glutes. Nice big exhale. Try to relax the head, neck, and shoulders down toward the mat. And breathe evenly. And lower that side down. From here, we'll come up to a seated position. Extend the legs out and just let your feet flop gently down to the sides. Slide your hands down the front of your shins until you get a gentle stretch in the lower back. So this one, we're not reaching super far. I'm just going to the mid shin, just enough so that you feel just an ever so slight stretch through the lower back. And nice big exhale. Let yourself round. And gently sit up. From here, let's stretch out the chest and the shoulders. Take your hands, clasp them behind the back, roll the shoulder blades back and down, and ever so slightly tuck that chin back so the head isn't bobbing forward. And we're trying to sit up nice and tall here. Nice big exhale. Breathing through it. Oftentimes we think, oh, I've only taken 3 or 4 weeks off from the gym or from my regular exercise routine. However, that is even enough to create quite a bit of soreness when we come back from our workouts. While you haven't lost any strength in that amount of time, stretch out the shoulders, bring right arm across, anchor it down, and lift the chest. While you haven't lost any strength, it is important to ease back in to make sure that you're not overly sore or that you can reduce the risk of injury. And release that side, take it over to the left arm, pulling that arm in, lifting the chest, and anchoring it down with the right forearm. So by doing a reduced number of sets, 2 sets rather than 3 or 4, and by lifting approximately 2/3 of what you normally lift, that will keep your intensity low enough in your first week of exercise that it should mitigate some of the soreness that you'll be feeling the following day and still allow you to continue with your regular workout schedule. Lower it down, take a deep breath in, and exhale. We're all done for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a great day.